This is practice problem number 6, lesson 14, solving more systems, and unit 4, linear equations and linear systems. And this is a long version of practice problem number 6, in which I go into more detail on the calculation of the slope and a quick review of the concept of a slope triangle. Once again, in this problem, you're given 4 possibilities of the slope of the line that's drawn between these 2 points, and you're asked which one of these 4 is that slope. So these are similar images as in the short version. So here's the coordinate grid. Here are the 2 points, 1, 7, and -3, 4. And to calculate the length along the horizontal axis. Now the slope is the ratio of the length along the vertical axis to the length along the horizontal axis. And here is the length along the horizontal axis. You take where you start. So you start at -3 and subtract that from where you end. You end at 1. So 1 minus -3 is equal to 4. And in essence, what you are doing is calculating the second add-in to an addition problem. If you start here at 0 and you add -3, so this is -3, and then you add a +4, that's the second add-in to get to 1, then if you turn that into the related subtraction problem, that's that 1 minus these 3 units minus -3 equals 4. This length is 4 units to get from this point to this point. So start at -3, end at 1. The difference is +4. So likewise, to figure out this vertical length, you're going to start at 4, end at 7. So 7 minus 4 gets rid of these first 4 units and calculates this length as a +3 units. So start at 4, end at 7. So the difference is that 7 minus these first 4 units. You're getting rid of these 4 units to figure out this length. And that length is 3. And again, this is like finding the second add-in to an addition problem. This is 4 plus 3 equals 7. So the related subtraction problem is 7 minus this 4 is equal to 3. That 3 is the second add-in in that addition problem. It gets a little confusing. You just have to keep thinking through it. So here's the line, and here's the ratio of the units along the y-axis, 3 units for every 4 units along the x-axis. So y is 3/4 of the length of x. So this y right here is 3/4 of the length of 1 unit along the x-axis. So it's 3/4 to 1, same as 3 to 4. And so that slope is this 3/4. And here's the calculation without all the explanation. It's 7 minus 4. So you find the difference of the y coordinates and divide that by the difference in the x coordinates, 1 minus -3. So this 1 minus this -3, that gives you a ratio of 3 to 4, and the slope then is 3/4, or 3 to 4. The main thing to remember in the calculation of the slope is to go in the same direction. So if I begin with 7 minus 4, then I have to find the difference of 1 and -3, or 1 minus -3. I could start here. I could say, what's 4 minus 7? Then I would have to calculate -3 minus 1. I would get a +3/4 for that answer. This is a quick review of the concept of a slope triangle, which is how you first learned how to calculate the slope. And this was introduced in Unit 2, Lessons 10 and 11. So here's that line, once again, between points 1, 7 and -3, 4. So how do you calculate these lengths so that you can form the ratio that's called the slope? Well, in essence, what you are doing is forming a slope triangle, and you're sliding this slope triangle so this vertex right here lands at the origin. When you do that, then the lengths along the x-axis and the lengths along the y-axis can just be read off the grid. So you're basically calculating these 2 lengths when you do that. So in the first case, I'm going to slide the slope triangle from this point here over to the y-axis. That's taking this 1 right here and subtracting these -3 units and calculating this length right here as 4 units. So again, you're starting at -3, you're ending at 1, so that difference is 1 minus -3 equals 4. When I mentioned in the short version that this is the second add-in and addition problem, that's -3 plus 4. So that plus 4 right there is this length, and you can calculate that length by taking the sum, which is 1, subtracting the first add-in, which is -3. So you're getting rid of these -3 units, and you're calculating how long it is to get from this point to +1, which is 4 units. Then you're going to slide that same slope triangle down to the horizontal axis, which puts this vertex at the origin. So again, you're starting at 4, ending at 7, so that difference is 3 units. So it's 7 is where you end, minus, you're subtracting away these first 4 units, so you get an answer of 3. So again, it's like calculating the second add-in in an addition problem. This is the way you learn subtraction in elementary school. So this is 4 plus 3 equals 7. That means that 7 minus 4, so you're going to take away the first add-in, equals 3. You're left with these 3 units because you have subtracted away these 4 units. So in essence, what you're doing is sliding the slope triangle from this point here to over to here so that this vertex lies on the y-axis. So then you're going to slide this slope triangle down to this vertex, landing on the origin. So that puts this side along the horizontal axis. So now the lengths are just reading off of the grid. This is 4 units, this is 3 units, and the slope is for every 4 units, this line goes up these 3 units, which is the same as for 1 unit, this line goes up 3/4 of a unit. So this length is 3/4 of whatever the length along the x-axis is. So this length right here is 3/4 of this length along the x-axis. This length right here is 3/4 of this length along the x-axis. And this length right here, which you can read off of the grid, is 3/4 or 3, which is 3/4 of this length along the x-axis, which is 4 units.